Mr. President, this Friday we will celebrate Veterans Day, and this year we will also be celebrating Military Families Month. It is time to recommit ourselves to helping every military family, as the First Lady and Dr. Biden are doing with a program called Joining Forces to address the unique needs of those who serve and the needs of their families. We as a Congress and as a nation need to do exactly that. We need to reach across the aisle. We need to put aside our differences and join forces. We need to help businesses help veterans and their spouses build careers. We need to make sure that schools are doing all they can to help military children. We need to promote community involvement by asking all of us to do what we can to help military families in our local communities. But there is more we can and should do to honor our heroes. Honoring our heroes means providing jobs, job training, and every job opportunity possible to unemployed veterans in my state of New Jersey, where we have over 450,000 veterans, 12% of them unemployed. That's why I'm proud to be a co-sponsor of the Vow to Hire Heroes Act. Every year, 160,000 active duty service members and 110,000 National Guardsmen and reservists come home. When they transition to civilian life and are looking for options to get back to work at home, they need to know someone will be there to help them, that businesses will help them start new careers or continue where they left off. We should be giving businesses a tax credit for hiring a returning veteran and giving them more of a tax credit if they hire a wounded veteran. I'd like to see American businesses pledge to hire 100,000 veterans or their spouses by the end of next year. And I don't think that's asking too much. I hope my colleagues don't think that's too much either. I don't think it's too much to ask Congress, both parties, without politics, in a bipartisan effort to honor our veterans by passing a veterans job bill the President can sign into law. As we approach Veterans Day, as our last troops come home from Iraq, as our military presence around the world enters a post-Iraq era, we need to commit ourselves as a nation to helping every one of our men and women in uniform, particularly in these hard economic times. This year, with the unemployment rate for veterans at almost 12% nationally, as it is in New Jersey, with nearly 1 million unemployed veterans nationwide, I would hope that we can find bipartisan support for something that we should all be able to agree on, and that's jobs for veterans. And that's the Vow to Hire Veterans Act. Veterans cannot and should not have to wait for the help they deserve. No delays, no filibuster, no politics. Just a bill for the President to sign and help our nation's veterans now. To me, that's about fairness, and it's about keeping our promise to our veterans. I think we can always do better for our veterans and their families, and every veteran deserves better. Our duty to them is not just remembering their service. It is not just saying thank you once or twice a year on Veterans Day and Memorial Day, which we certainly should. March in a Veterans Day parade or go to a Memorial Day observance, we should do those things. But it's also delivering on the promise of a grateful nation every day. It means providing the health care and services veterans need when they come home and helping them transition back into the workforce. Our brave men and women did not wait to sign up to serve their country, and they should not have to wait to get the benefits they earned defending it. And they should not have to come home only to stand on the unemployment line after putting themselves on the line serving their nation. That's why, Mr. President, I'm proud to have co-sponsored a good, solid, bipartisan jobs package to help our military men and women transition from their work defending our nation's freedoms to civilian work rebuilding our nation's economy. It would ensure that disabled veterans who have exhausted their unemployment benefits get the training and rehabilitation they need, the counseling they need, the vocational rehabilitation and employment benefits they need, and jobs assistance tailored to a 21st century job market. It establishes a competitive grant program for nonprofits that provide mentoring and training programs for vets. It allows employers to be paid for providing on-the-job training to veterans. And it would provide returning heroes and wounded warriors work opportunity tax credits for businesses that hire veterans, and more for businesses that hire disabled vets. The credit for unemployed veterans expired at the end of 2010. This provision is essentially a work opportunity tax credit for hiring vets, a credit up to $2,400 for short-term unemployed and up to $5,600 for long-term unemployed, and an increased credit up to $9,600 for hiring unemployed wounded veterans. I fully support and believe in this bill. We made a promise to veterans, and it's a promise we must keep. So while I believe that reducing the deficit is a critical issue, we cannot and should not balance the budget on the backs of those who have served. Veterans are not bankrupting America, they're protecting it. And it's not veterans programs, health care, or services that should be cut. I've said before, and I'll say again, Mr. President, a grateful nation not only honors its heroes once a year on Veterans Day or Memorial Day, but it better be able to look every veteran in the eye when he or she comes home from service and say, we meant what we said, and we'll keep our promise. And we must be prepared to deliver that promise. I certainly am. I come to this chamber today on behalf of every New Jerseyan to say to every man and woman who has served in uniform, and the more than 450,000 veterans in my home state of New Jersey, that we will keep working for fairness for every veteran and their families. There will always be political obstacles in our way, but we will fight the good fight to keep our promise to you as you have served us. Be assured you have the respect and thanks of a grateful nation for the sacrifices you and your families have made. And to me, that thanks is ultimately demonstrated not by what we say, but how we act. May God bless our troops, and may this opportunity be an example of our willingness to come together on behalf of those who wear the uniform, serve the nation, and have the gratitude of a grateful country. With that, Mr. President, I yield the floor.